Hello everyone, this is Lahari, the founder of Red Star Games. I know it's been a while since we've posted anything on YouTube, so the team figured we should make a video to help you get caught up on what we've been up to lately. For those of you who haven't heard of us, Red Star Games is a Bionicle fan project that primarily focuses on producing tabletop role-playing games. Other facets of the project include a canon-compliant world-building effort, custom-made and 3D printed designs of Kanohi masks and weapons, music production, and more. We'll be going over what's new in each of these sections over the course of this video. Links to everything that we mentioned will of course be included in the description. First off, we have the Dora Nui, a D20-based tabletop role-playing game set in the Bionicle G1 universe. This is what RSG was originally founded to produce. The game's very first release was back in 2018, and we have come a long way since then. The most recent release of the Dora Nui is version 0.9.0.1, which is packed with features, including 19 different playable species, including options that can allow you to recreate the abilities of some of your favorite characters from throughout their journey, including the Toa Enaika with their lightning-based powers, and the Toa Nuva themselves, with their enhanced control over the elements. We also have all 16 canon elements, over 70 masks of power at 4 different power levels apiece, indices of NPCs and Rahi beasts, systems for crafting your own materials, weapons, powers, vehicles, and so much more. The system itself is very modular, kind of in the same way as building with LEGO parts themselves, meaning that you and your team can pick and choose which pieces you want to use in your games and which parts you don't. You'll note that the current version number is less than 1, which is intentional. The Dora Nui is still under development, and we're especially looking for feedback now as we work our way towards the long-awaited 1.0 release. Find something that doesn't seem right when you're playing? Please, let us know and we'll fix it. For particularly big finds or notable errors that you guys might be able to identify, I am also going to be issuing a specific bounty and reward for anybody who can bring these things to my personal attention. Inquire on the Red Star Games Discord for more, link in the description. Next up, we have Heroes of the Stars, a rules-light D12-based game set in the G2 Bionicle universe. We've specifically aimed to make Heroes of the Stars a more approachable game that can be enjoyed by all players regardless of prior tabletop experience. The expansion packs for Heroes of the Stars are optional. You can play either with just the core rulebook, or add things like our recent Crystal Smithing expansion to give your players some additional complexity if you so desire. On that note, we're currently in the process of developing our very first module for Heroes of the Stars, and our very first module as Red Star Games as a whole. Although we're keeping the details close to our chest for now, expect to hear more about that either later this year or early next. We also have the Bara Nui, a Bionicle-themed tabletop war game. With 9 whole factions and 2 sub-factions, you can take to the battlefield and wage war with some of the most iconic heroes and villains from throughout the universe. If you visited our booth at Virginia Brick Fair of 2021, you might have seen some of our prototype miniatures. They're still deep in the developmental stages, but we're thrilled with the positive response that these little guys have gotten so far. And if you caught our live stream from Bionicle Day 2021, you might be wondering what became of the digital Bara Nui tournament that we were planning on running. Truth be told, as we were in the process of getting the tournament set up, the BN development team started to notice more and more things that they'd like to change or improve upon in the current version of the game. With that in mind, in order to offer you all the best play experience we can, we've opted to postpone the tournament until the current round of game developments is done. I know this might come as a disappointment, but the work that's being done is hopefully going to really let the game shine and make it as fun and easy to play as it could possibly be. We'll be providing more details about that in the coming months once the updates are closer to release. We do, of course, have more than just games. One of our other prominent aspects is the Red Star Forge, a team of designers and 3D modelers who produce custom masks, weapons, and armor that are compatible with official pieces. You can find a merchandise on our Shapeways shop, as well as a small but growing selection of resin-printed items on the Forge shop on our website. Proceeds from the sales are used to pay our artists and our modelers. Some of our recent Forge releases include a line of G2 compatible masks, Vanguard masks, and weapons that represent the Toa Mangai, Immoral masks, which match the power of Samrakshi, as well as a few updates to our older models. We also do our best to regularly attend Brick Fair Virginia, where we sell 3D prints of our designs. It's always fun to get to meet our fans in person, and we get the opportunity to show our work to a wider audience than we might otherwise. We've also donated to the show's annual charity auction, including prints of our new or even unreleased masks. The proceeds of the auction go to benefit the Slade Child Foundation, which is based in the state of Maryland and helps children in need. We're aiming to return in 2022 in August, and we hope to see you all there. Another component of RSG is the lore and world-building team. While the first generation of Bionicle ended, so much of the universe was left unexplored, with whole islands and species having only a few sentences or sometimes even less to their names. What we strive to do is fill some of those gaps in a canon-compliant and lore-friendly way that people can pick and choose to draw on as they please. We're not looking to dictate what is or isn't canon, we just want to present a solid option for what might lurk in those strange and distant lands. The lore we write here also goes into other parts of the project, like the Dora Nainui or the Bara Nainui, ensuring that we provide consistency across all of our various works. One other way in which we deliver our world building is through stories from the Akutana I Metru Nui, a fictional group of chroniclers who seek out adventure and collect legends to create a sort of anthology of the world around them. New stories are posted to our website on a somewhat regular basis, generally every few months. We are additionally looking into producing narrated stories to help supplement our text-based releases. We also do some work on longer-form guides. Most recently, we've released a large update to our map companion, which has information on all of the islands from across the universe, minus some in the legs and the smaller ones in all of the different domes that populate the world. Some of them might be locations that you recognize from canon, while others are our own creation. One of our upcoming releases is entitled The Chronicler's Guide to Metru Nui, which will take a deeper dive into many aspects of the City of Legend. Keep an eye out for it in late 2022 or early 2023. We're also proud to be able to spotlight our music team, who have been working hard on pieces that have been appearing in our promotional materials, announcements, and even this very video. In the near future, we will be creating an official Bandcamp to feature their work. The revenue will go first and foremost to our artists, and the remainder will help keep the project afloat. One effort that's a little bit further down the line is Tales of Destiny, the name of which might sound familiar from our announcements during the Bionicle Day event last year. We aim for Tales to be a community-based campaign run via Discord by members of RSG, initially set in the early days of the Matoran universe and progressing onwards from there. However, we recognize that this is a fairly large undertaking, and we'd like to take a little bit of time to get the Dora Nainui into better shape, as well as fulfilling some of our other long-standing commitments before we get Tales started. As a result, we will be postponing it to either the end of 2022 or the beginning of 2023, contingent on the development schedule for other parts of the project. Speaking of long-standing commitments, it's been an awfully long time since we've said anything about Shadow of the Colosseum, our internal Dora Nainui campaign set in Metru Nui following the Matoran Civil War. Fortunately, we are pleased to be able to tell you that it's not only in progress for recording, but we are on track to begin releasing episodes later this year. Thank you for your continued patience and interest. It's been a long and disrupted road, what with cast changes, ongoing updates to the game itself, and the logistical obstacles of recording with 8 or more people who live in different places and different time zones. As of now, we are closer than we've ever been, and hope that you enjoy what's in store for the Toakar Tour. And one last thing before we go. Red Star Games is on Patreon. For just $1 per month, you can get early access to developer insights, lore previews, and occasional sneak peeks at concept art, as well as a cosmetic role on our Discord server. Proceeds go towards paying our artists, helping pay for our website, and getting us to events like Brick Fair. So much of what we do would not be possible without your support, and we are grateful for each and every one of you that does. If you want to learn more about RSG or what we do, visit our website, www.redstargames.org, or join our Discord server in the light of the Red Star. See the description for an invite link. Additionally, make sure that you check out our partner network, Mask of Destiny, at www.maskofdestiny.com for updates on this and other excellent Bionicle fan projects. For now, this is Lahari signing off.